Hello, everybody, wherever you may be, around the world and coast to coast. Strap on those seatbelts and hold on tight. It's time for Ham Radio Live. Oh, yeah. This one's good. Yeah, bookmark this one. Wait, it's just good. It gets better and better. Just hold on, everybody. You'll like it.
We have a big show for you tonight.
Yeah, we do. You're going to love it. Please subscribe. We don't monetize the channel, not in any way, shape, or form. In fact, what we do is we just ask you to subscribe so folks around the world can find out about the show, learn about ham radio, and join us right here in the big world we call ham radio. That's what it's about. So please join us because, doggone it, we have a good time here. And wherever you are around the world, please let us know where you're watching because we want to honor you. Hi, everybody. A very happy Tuesday to y'all. That's my southern accent. I brought it out for you today. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're excited about it. Today's Tuesday, April 27th, 2021. Hello to you wherever you are out there in the world. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. There's a new FCC rule. Well, not really new, but it comes into effect in May. Also, going to be dealing with, YouTube podcasters. Here, this is the deal. Whoever does them, I don't care who they are. It's their opinion, right? It's what they think. It's not the real, it's not the fact. You don't have to take it so doggone seriously that you want to just scream out loud and go crazy. It's an opinion. It's just, oh my gosh, it's an opinion. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. Man, have I got stories for you. I missed you all yesterday. I really did. 2 MRIs and X-rays and yeah. And a bad thing about this is, you get a chance to see the results on your computer, or my phone, your phone, right? It's like the My Chart app. Okay, great. So then you read the MRI results from the doctor who reads it and you're like, oh no, this is not very good. I've got some problems here. No! This might be a big issue. I'm not sure. Anyway, welcome around the world. First of all, Canada in the house. John, welcome. He is Victor Alpha to be determined. Welcome, John.
We have a big show for you tonight.
Yes, we do, and John's part of it. Thank you, John. Tom is here. Tom's so good, he's got 2 call signs, 2 claps for him. He is Alpha Echo 1 Tom Papa. He is also Alpha 92 Golf Whiskey in Bahrain. Hello, Tom. Mike, man, I'm sorry we're so late. From the UK, Mike is in the house. Mike, thank you for coming. It's a joy to see you, man. Thank you so much. Wow. Oh, man. I missed you guys, too, yesterday. I really did. I was like, this feels weird. I was going to do 40 questions today. I thought about it. No, better not. The show go forever. And I get to go to a dental appointment today to have 4 implants put in. Oh, boy. Hi, Alex. Nice to see you. Good vibes to you as well, my friend. Thanks for coming.
We have a big show for you tonight.
Yes, we do. And we're going to keep repeating that over and over again today. Okay. Let me get right to the point. This is going to be a fun show. If you're into giggles and laughs, this is your show, okay? Because we've got some pretty good ones, I think. First of all, okay. To people who take things way too seriously, we'll get to you. But first of all, we want to tell you, if you'd like to get an amateur radio, it's a whole bundle of fun. It's so much fun, you might just giggle outside your belly button. Contact the American Radio Relay League. They're right there on this page for your convenience. I've placed it there. www.arrl.org. Hit the Contact Us link. Then fill it out. Even if you're not in the U.S., they'll be able to help you find a radio club near you. If you're in Canada, the Canadians have a wonderful group. They're called the Radio Amateurs of Canada. Find them at www.rac.ca. That's www.rac.ca. If you're over the pond in the UK, the Radio Society of Great Britain are wonderful guys there, and they seriously, they're totally organized. So good. Find them at www.rsgb.org. It's your first step, your first stop, and the first step on your path to get into amateur radio. We want you here, okay? All right. Wow. This is quite a show. Hi, Greg. Kilo Fox Zero, Charlie Union Zulu in the house. Welcome, buddy. Good to see you. All right. Let me first get this out before we play 20 questions, because, I like to play 20 questions with you guys. It's fun to do that. We go over questions to help people get licensed, and that's part of the passion of the show. It really is, because if we didn't do that, then I think that the show's whole purpose is lost. We're here to try and help people. And I've got a wonderful email to read you today that I've got to be honest with you, it really warmed my heart. I mean, it really did. And I read it, and I had to read it through twice because I truly was just so, I guess I was just so shocked. It was just such a beautifully written letter by a wonderful, kind ham who told me how much the show meant to him, and I had no idea. So that to me is really, really special. So we'll get to that. We'll also get to a great ham song about the typical ham guy. Yeah, they had typical ham guy, right? Yeah, coming. Wait till you see that. That's hilarious. Plus 20 questions, and we'll talk about this next segment. Got it. It's well, here we go. It's just one of those bits. So here you go. For those people.
Dear Mr. President, there are too many states nowadays. Please eliminate 3. I am not a crackpot.
Who watch this channel that might just have their own YouTube channel. You might just want to think about writing Larry sometimes. Okay, so I did a review about a week ago on this radio right here, the Flex 6500. Why? Because I bought one and, I had problems with it. And then I called Flex Radio customer service. By the way, 7 days and counting, we still do not have any response from Flex Radio.
That's all, folks.
No joke. So this person gets frustrated with me, and I was waiting for it, because typically Flex doesn't like anybody to talk contrary about their products. They'll typically have one of their reps come on your channel and start to correct you, and they're like on the keyboard. Exactly. And you're like, okay, great. Here they come. So I get somebody that's a YouTube podcast that's going back and forth with me literally for a week on the comment section about this. I'm going, exactly. It's like, what? Anyway, so I had to ask this person, and I'm not going to name him because I don't want to do that. If you really care enough, go back, look, and you'll see the comments. Oh boy, who said that? Because I was saying, look, this thing's a computer. That's really what it is, because that's exactly what that is. It's not a transceiver, kind of. It's a computerized transceiver. It requires to be rebooted and restarted from time to time. Period. The end. My Yaesu FTDX 101 MP never has to be restarted. That 991 never has to be restarted. That 5000 never has to be restarted. 7300 never has to be restarted. None of them. Get the point? None of them. So I asked this person, tell me one radio you've had that had to be restarted besides that radio.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.
Maybe. Could be true. But I asked this person, what's going on here? Why are tell me another radio. This person says, well, yeah, ICOM 756 Pro 3. Yeah. The PTT button was stuck. It was stuck in the transmit position, so I had to turn it off and I had to restart it. Then she said, then the person said, well, it's, and it's a super heterodyne and it's got DSP.
Oh, for some reason or another, you sound a little taller on radio.
So I had to have a conversation explaining exactly what DSP was. It has nothing to do with the digital product like that has a computer in it that controls a radio. DSP controls filters, it controls your notch, it controls your noise reduction, it controls all the things your radio does in a super heterodyne or in a digital radio like an SDR. That's how they work. YouTube channel person, no joke. Well, I had to restart, it's a DSP. Well, okay, so if you have a problem with like an ICOM 756 Pro 3, which I had and I loved it. Okay, and you've got a problem where your transceiver is stuck in the on position, meaning it's transmitting, you have one of two problems. Either your PTT is screwed up, you've got a short in it, or the relay here in the clicker, where you click right there, is bad, or you got a problem inside the radio. You don't fix it by shutting the radio off, waiting 30 seconds, and starting the radio back on again. YouTube channel producer. Dear YouTube channel producer, please stay in your lane. This channel is about reviewing products, giving people correct information. If you don't like what I said about your favorite radio, I would suggest probably you just move to some other station.
Get that finger out of your ear. You don't know where that finger's been.
Exactly. So please understand that, okay? The nerve of people. So Flex never said anybody, but somebody else shows up and they're like, you said something bad about Flex Radio. That's just terrible. You're always going to get the truth here. And it's my opinion. It's not the facts. Get over yourself, for goodness sakes. Not every radio is perfect. Not every product is perfect. Sometimes things just don't work. And that's life. But if people say something bad about something, it's certainly not going to be the end of the flipping world, if you know what I mean, okay? Let's get on to it. 20 questions. 20 questions to help you get licensed in the U.S. and the U.K. This is the foundation and the full license exam. Sorry, the foundation and the technician. So warmed up there. Didn't know what I was doing there because I was wound up. I can be wound up. Wait till you see a segment I got coming up on the radio, the ham radio guy. It's hilarious. Anyway, 20 questions to help you get licensed on the air in the U.S. and U.K. Let's let the show roll. Strap up those seatbelts. Hold on tight, because here comes 20 questions, 10 in the U.S., 10 in the U.K. to get you on the air. First question on the United States Technician License Exam is... What is an appropriate way to call another station on a repeater if you know the other station's call sign? Well, you simply say the station's call sign, then you identify with your own call sign, and you got it done right. That's it. Perfect. That's it. That's all you got to do. Just say your call sign. This is K1 ABC calling K2 ABC, whatever. Which Q signal indicates you're receiving interference from QRM stations from some guy that just will not stop smacking all over you? You know what I mean?
Dear Mr. President,
exactly.
There are too many states nowadays.
Exactly. You don't think that. QRM is from man-made. It's from a radio station. Somebody is jamming you, whether they're up 2 or down, 2, and they're just kind of interfering on you or something, and even worse yet, when they tune up on your frequency. That's QRM. QR man-made means QRM. Remember, the cousin is QRN. That's QR environment. QRM means man-made. Quick hellos. Sly Foot, Slew, all the way in Borneo. My goodness gracious, it is early there. What an honor, brother. Thanks to see you, man. It's great to see you. Thanks for coming so early in the morning, too. Wow. Kev's here. M0MCL from Great Britain. Thank you, Kev. Nice to see you. And Rod, thank you, buddy. I always do this. Kilo Juliet 7, Romeo, Kilo Bravo is in the house from West Salem, Oregon. Good to see you, Rod. Nice antenna, by the way. You got a good one there. It'll do good for it. You'll do fine. All right, continuing on the 20 questions on the U.S. This is the second set, so these are the first 4. All right, next ones. What is an amateur station control point? Well, an amateur station control point is the location at which the control operator functions being performed. Now, this is important because if you are saying working remote, like maybe you're working the ICOM remote software, maybe the Acer or Kenwood remote software from a computer, right? But your station's located maybe upstairs, or maybe you're in a hotel and you're operating it from, say Borneo, like Sly, where he lives, and maybe you live in Minnesota. Okay. The actual amateur station control point is where you're located. So if you're in Borneo with Sly hanging out, that's where it is. Yeah. The location at which the control operator function is performed is the right answer. Next question. Which of the following formats of a self-assigned indicator is acceptable when identifying using a phone transmission? Now, keep the word self-assigned. This means you don't have to do it. You assign it yourself just to help people know that you're somewhere else. So let's say, for example, you live in Texas, all right? You're in Texas. You're in the 5 district, and you're visiting somebody in Florida who's in the 4 district, okay? You want to be able to tell people, okay, you're not contacting me west of Dallas. Now you're contacting me just north of Miami. So you would give your call sign. In this case, it would be, let's say it's Kilo 5 ABC, okay? K5 ABC. And if you're K5 ABC, there's zero disrespect to you. So K5ABC. All right. So you're in Miami North there, and you're enjoying the palm trees and the coconuts and all that, and you'd say, this is K5ABC stroke W4, because it's the 4th call district. Okay. Now in this one, they give you stroke 3, but it's the same thing. So this one says KL7, which is an Alaska call. KL7CC stroke W3. You could say stroke, slant, or slash. All it is for is just to give your location and to be honest with people of where you're located. Once you do that, that's cool. People know. Then it's like, okay, well, that person's not in Dallas. They're somewhere else. They're in the 4 district. Okay, cool. I got the call. I know where they're at now. That's great. It's really more for just letting people know where you're located, okay? Next question, U.S. Tech. The question reads, what may result when correspondence from the FCC is returned as undeliverable because the grantee failed to provide and maintain a correct mailing address with the FCC? This is a bad one. You can have revocation of the station license or suspension of the operator license. Yeah, it's going to happen to you. So please make sure if you move, and this is the same in the UK with Ofcom, if you move, let them know right away, FCC or Ofcom. Tell them when you move, because if they need to send you something and it's bounced back to them, it's bad news. Okay. Next question. What types of amateur stations can automatically retransmit the signals of other amateur stations? Okay. So in layman's terms, what amateur stations can take your signal and retransmit it to other amateur stations? Okay. Of these 4, the answer is B. A repeater station can do that. Okay. Usually located someplace, the tower or someplace, you pick up your signal, then retransmit it. Auxiliary stations also do the same thing, although it's kind of rare. And the space station. Yeah, if it's a satellite, something like that, bounce it around, you send the signal up to them, and as it revolves around the Earth, it sends the signal back to somebody else. So that's the answer. It's B, repeater, auxiliary, or amateur stations. All right, next question's on the U.S. technician, and we'll get to your comments here in just a moment. Thank you for coming today. First question, let me get it a little lower for you. It's still a little bit washed out. What is the FCC Part 97 definition of a space station? That's the question. The answer is C, an amateur station located more than 50 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Yeah, so if you've got a radio station on a satellite, and there's quite a few of them out there, all right, that can be considered a space station. Even if it's a balloon. Say you launch a balloon and you've got, say, a packet radio up there. Okay, as that thing's going up, it's an Earth station until it hits 50 kilometers. Then all of a sudden it becomes a space station. No kidding. Yeah, it really does. Next question. Which amateur radio stations may make contact with an amateur radio station on the International Space Station using 2 meter and 70 SEM? This is cool because technicians, this is the entry-level license in the U.S. You guys get to do this. You sure do. Yeah. Good reason to get your technician license. Plus, we're getting more sunspots. I mean, you can make more calls, too. Even if you stay technician, want to work HF on 10 and use a microphone, you could do that because the sunspots are getting better, but you still want to get a general or extra. You still do. Anyway, any amateur holding a technician or higher class license can contact the space station. That's just the way it works. Okay, last question, then we'll say some more hellos here. This is on the U.S. test. All right, the question reads, what should be done to all external ground rods or earth connections? The answer is you should bond them together with heavy wire or conductive strap. Yeah, you don't want a whole bunch of grounds. Like you don't want like a picket fence of grounds out there because it can cause ground loops. You could have a big problem with RF. And also you could have a real problem with loops in your receive exchange. You don't want that. So just bond them together, okay? Use some heavy wire. And heavy wire, they don't describe what that is. Like if you're using like, say, for example, number 12, number 10, that's heavy wire. That'll be fine. Next question, the final one in the U.S. for today. This is question number 10 for the U.S. Which of the following is an important safety rule to remember when using a crank-up tower? Okay. This one, it's pretty easy. It's kind of like the UK stuff, right? So when you got a problem, you don't want to be hurting yourself. The answer is this type of tower must not be climbed unless retracted or mechanical safety locking devices have been installed. Okay, it's for your safety. So again, which of the following is an important safety rule to remember when using a crank-up tower? Just make sure those mechanical safety latches are in place, or, the tower is lowered. Otherwise, don't do anything. That's the best thing you can do. All right, halfway through, let's say some quick howdy do's. Fred Durant from Belfair, Washington is here. His call sign, Kilo Germany. I just want to kind of get that out. Sorry. Kilo Golf 7, Whiskey Echo Quebec is in the house. Hi, Fred. Happy Tuesday, my friend. He's my Northwest buddy. Him and Rod. A lot of people are Northwestern people here. It's cool. Hi, Lewis. Lewis is Whiskey Alpha 3, Kilo Bravo. Welcome to the show, Lewis. Great to see you. Great to see you, man. And Sly, thank you for the mentions. Oh, that's very kind. You're a good guy. All right. So we are halfway through. Now let's get into the UK exam. This is for the foundation license. This gets you started in the UK. From there, people like the RSGB, which is the Radio Society of Great Britain, they're going to help you license up to the next level and then to the next level. See, that's how it works. We want to get you in and then get you licensed up, just like we do in the U.S., because get you more and more frequencies, more and more privileges. You'll enjoy ham radio to the fullest then. So here you go. This gets you started in the UK. And again, keep in mind, I'm not a substitute for your study. I'm just here to supplement you. I may give you something in your head during the test that might help you and remind you, oh yeah, that's how it works. Okay. On the UK test, first question, and by the way, I've got wrong answers here included. I actually do. I have put wrong answers in here as well. Yep, it's true. So you'll learn them. Here we go. The obligation and right to inspect or otherwise order the restriction, ceasing, or modification of transmissions from an amateur radio station in the United Kingdom is held by, now, okay, this one is actually we'll give this one a $70 word right here. 70 pounds. 70 pounds, mate. 70-pound word question. Okay, so really what this means is, okay, what government official has the right to shut you down or make you alter your station? The answer is the Office of Communications. Of these four, now I'm going to tell you the funny one. Could you imagine? The Department of Business, Innovation, and Skills. Exactly. Okay, so it doesn't even exist. Make sure that you realize that the Office of Communications really can come in and they have the right to inspect your station at their discretion. They can also cease or modify your transmissions. So please make sure you're doing things the right way in the UK. Okay, that's important. Next question on the foundation license. Select the most appropriate answer. Well, it has to happen this way. Got to play some music with this one. Select the most appropriate answer. A wet wooden stick can conduct electricity as the wood acts as a conductor. A wet wooden stick cannot conduct electricity as neither the wood nor the water can act as a conductor. A wet wooden stick can conduct electricity as the impurities in the wood acts as a conductor. Or a wet wooden stick can conduct electricity as the surface water acts as a conductor. That's the correct answer. You answer that one, you get it right, and 50 points. That's the answer. Yeah, a wet wooden stick can conduct electricity because the surface of the water is the conductor. This one's kind of simple if you think about it. If you think about a stick, whether it be a piece of lumber or just a stick, right? It's wet. Okay, it's got water on it, right? So it's touching something electrical, and then all of a sudden you're realizing, oh wow, that's exactly how radio works. Excellent. You don't want to do that, so don't do that. Yeah, wet wooden stick. Keep away anything that seems like it's a non-conductor. Wet, it just is a conductor because water conducts. Remember that. Next question on the foundation. Which of the following is the highest frequency licensed to be affected by the ionosphere? It's a great question. The answer here is 30 megs, okay? 30 megahertz. 3.5 megahertz is actually, it's a great frequency to make calls on the ionosphere through the E or F layers. Beautiful. That's 80 meters. 10.1, you're on 60. That's a great one to use. 30 is the top of HF, so 433 megahertz. That's way up on UHF, and that's outside of the area where the ionosphere would be effective. Those signals at 433 megs, those actually go point to point. So it would go antenna to antenna. So in that one, your answer is going to be 30 megahertz, and you'll have it right. Okay, next question. On the UK foundation license in the UK, it is the further you are from the transmitter, the signals will be tick, 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 tick. They will be weaker. Yep, weaker. That's because you're farther from the transmitter. Yeah. So, and this is something to keep in mind. It's pretty basic stuff. So, see, this is what I'm saying, folks. In the UK, you can pass this. You can get on the air. The further you are from any transmitter, the tower, right? The tower and the transmitter signal is going to be weaker because you're farther away from it. So that's the right answer. So you can pass this. You guys in the UK, don't be afraid of the test. You can do this. I know you can. You certainly can. Next question. All right. First one at the top. Sorry, I got chopped. Ban plans are used to stop illegal operations. Don't know about that one. To ensure best propagation, to ensure best use of the space available, or to restrict the numbers of any one band. The answer in this case is C, to ensure best use of the space available. Yeah. Band plans are voluntary, but we use them because otherwise there'd be complete chaos. I mean, you'd have people talking all over each other. You'd have SSTV or FT8, all over the frequencies. You'd have people trying to talk all over the place. And then you have Morse code. Wherever you turn, and you're like going, wait a minute, what's going on here? It'd be terrible. Next question. And here's the one I got wrong. Ready? When taking part in a Morse code lesson on the 14,000 kilohertz band, the best place where you should transmit the Morse code is on blank kilohertz and read back the text received by SSB blank. Okay. So I put 14.055 kil and 14.112 kilohertz because, I really didn't know this answer. The answer, I put the wrong one. I put you would receive and send on the same because it makes sense, right? But no, the answer is actually 14.055, anywhere above 14.112, which actually makes sense. The reason why is because you're receiving on SSB. That's the part that I blew because I didn't think, oh, wait, SSB, it's above 14.1 in the UK, and so therefore it makes the answer correct. So there you go. All right. Next question on the UK. See, I'll give you the wrong answers that I get. I'm not afraid to. A foundation licensee identifies themselves via Golf Bravo 3 Union Lima. That's out of Belfast. Okay, so they're on a Belfast repeater, okay, and you're identifying yourself as 6 Quebec Romeo Zulu / Alpha. They should have identified themselves as, and the answer is Mike India 6 Quebec Romeo Zulu. The reason why Belfast is Ireland, I put G, I didn't know. So, seriously, I didn't know, and so M is the correct answer. So remember, when you're a foundation licensee, you're going to get the M call sign. Clearly, that's the answer, okay? And the I is for Ireland, okay? The 6 is there, and then the QRZ. Now, you wouldn't put, and then, of course, /A. You wouldn't put /A and then /foundation because, my goodness, you'd be there forever. So, just make sure you answer it. Mike India 6, Quebec Romeo Zulu /A. And you got it right. Pretty simple. All right, next question. On the UK foundation license, the HF band range is 3 megahertz to 30 megahertz. This is the easy way to remember this, everybody, okay? HF is 3 megahertz to 30 megahertz. When you get up the next range, which is VHF, that's going to be 30 megahertz to 300 megahertz, okay? Goes up from there to VHF, which is 300 megahertz to 3 gigahertz. That's how you figure it out, okay? So they're always in threes, but they go up by a percentage of 10. So it's 3 to 30, then 30 to 300, and then 300 to 3 gig, and you're a happy clam. And the nice warm sand. Isn't it fun to learn with Larry? Of course it is. Why wouldn't you? All right, next question. This is the last set. Wait, there's one more after this, I think. All right. UK Foundation. If a foundation licensee is a member of an amateur radio club / society, they are permitted to transmit the club / society's call sign and associated license privileges blank. All right, the answer. Under supervision of an advanced class licensee. That's what the answer is. So remember that. I got it wrong because I said when they upgrade their license to an intermediate one. I wouldn't know that. So I haven't studied for this. So the answer on this one is under supervision from an advanced class licensee. Okay. Advanced class or full is the same thing. Okay. It's the same license class. So if you're, going to work the radio club's gear, okay, you can do it. You just need to be under the supervision from somebody who's got a full or an advanced license, and you'll be good to go. All right, we'll say some quick highs in a moment. Here we go. Last ones on the UK. The strongest UHF signals will be received when the antenna is located. And the answer here, your choices are on the roof, indoors on the first floor, indoors in the basement, or on the side of the building away from the transmitter. The answer is on the roof. And the reason why it's on the roof is because it has the best chance to make contact. Remember, UHF signals are different than HF. HF signals use the ionosphere to bounce back and come back down to another station. UHF signals use line of sight. So those transmitters have to be within line of sight of the receiver so they can make calls. So on the roof is the highest point here, and it works for you. Okay, that's the right answer on this one. There are your 20 questions for today. Oh yeah, it's good to see you. Very happy Tuesday to y'all. How much time do I have? I got an hour and like 20 minutes before I gotta go see the oral surgeon. That'll be a lot of fun. Okay, real quick for some quick hellos. Glenn Stevenson from, my goodness, he's all the way in VK land in Australia. Glenn, hello mate, how are you? Wow. That's amazing. I can't believe it. That's Australia. That's North America. We've got Middle East. There's Asia. And we've got Australia. Wow. Stunning. Thank you, guys. Really, thank you. I mean that. Please subscribe to the channel. I just do this to really give back and help people. That's the whole point. Nothing's monetized. If you heard an ad in the beginning, it's YouTube's deal, but not mine. But I promise you, there'll be no more ads, and you'll be able to watch the show and listen to it the rest of the way through. Cliff is here. Good to see you, Cliff. His call sign is Whiskey Delta 4, Oscar Bravo Papa. What a joy. Thank you, Cliff. And my dear friend, Sean in the UK is here. Sean, how are you, mate? Good to see you, buddy. His call sign, Mike 0, Bravo Juliet Lima. It's great to have you, Sean, as always. As always, mate. Hey, I'm going to ask you guys, please keep one of our viewers, Stu Foster, in your prayers. He lost his stepdad the other day. So keep Stu in your prayers. He's going through a real rough time, and our prayers, the channel, we all pray for you, Stu, and we hope everything goes well for your family. We know it's a tough time for you. So please, our condolences to you, to your family, and please keep a chin up, mate. Keep your chin up. It's going to be okay. Yeah. Okay, so the FCC announced recently that there's going to be a change here in the U.S. I don't know if you know this or not. There's going to be a change in the U.S. to my mind just went blank, to our RF measurements. We have to make sure that we're transmitting safely so that people don't, get hurt and have heated up body tissue. This is maximum permissible maximum permissible exposure limits. And it has to do with your tower putting out too much RF in a certain direction or in all directions, but it has to do with your transmissions. And that's so much wide berth, doesn't it? It has duty cycle involved, frequency is involved, your power's involved, the type of tower it is, how high it is. All these things are involved with this. So your MPE is really, variable. And the real issue with this is it really affects body tissue. It heats it up. Kind of think of like a microwave. Okay, same thing. So the FCC has announced this rule changes are coming May 3rd of 2021. The new rules do not change existing RF exposure, which is RFE limits, but do require that stations in all services, including amateur radio, now have to have evaluations. Yep. Got to do an evaluation. Make sure that your transmitter and your towers are not hurting somebody else. with maximum permissible exposure. That's what's going on with this, right? So after May 3rd, 2023 of this year, the station is already in place. The evaluation must be completed by May 3rd, 2023. So you have between May 3rd of 2021 and May 3rd of 2023 to do the evaluation. That's it, okay? This is with all your towers, all your transmitting apparatus on your property. That's true, okay? So you have to do it. And this may sound like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do now? This is serious. It's the FCC. They want me to do an entire evaluation. Oh my gosh, what do I do? Don't worry about it. It's not that hard. It really isn't. It's not that hard. See, the amateur service used to be exempt from this. Amateur radio used to be exempt from this issue here with the FCC. It was for a long time. And because the World Health Organization is now involved in our country, and that's a whole different story, but we've now gotten this coming down, and it's now going to be May 3rd. So we have to make sure we do this. We don't turn it into anybody. Keep that in mind. This is a voluntary and honor system thing. You don't turn it into ARL. You don't ship it to the FCC. You just do it. That's you. Now, the good news is it's not hard to do this, okay? I could give you all the mathematical formulas, but if I did that, y'all would be going crazy and say, what the heck are you doing, Larry? Why are you doing this? So here's the whole point. If you do want to do a station evaluation, there's a great tool that just came out online just a few days ago. In fact, I was going to come out yesterday with the show, but with all the medical stuff, it just wasn't going to happen. There's no way to do it. So if you go to Victor Papa 9 Kilo Foxtrot, write that down. Victor Papa 9 Kilo Foxtrot. I'll have it in the description section. I'll put the full link to you. Put in your tower, your transmitter, your power, how much gain your antenna has. You should know that. Okay, if it's a dipole, if it's a vertical, if it's a Yagi, so some sort of directional. Put that in along with your power. Okay, let me show you what it looks like. I'll give you an idea so you don't get overwhelmed. I don't want people to be overwhelmed. This is a small picture, but at least gives you an idea. Okay, so here's how it looks. You put the information in as described. Okay, see? Average power of the antenna. Now I have a 1200 watt amp, so I went all in, 1200 watts. My antenna gain in dBi is figured through the urban beam, so I'm figuring it'd be between 7 and 9. Okay, distance of area of interest 12 meters, it's about 40 feet to my neighbors. All right, that's the nearest neighbors to me. I'm figuring, okay, I'll be on 20 meters. Okay, I want them to figure ground reflections, and I want to know the estimated RF power density. It does this all by itself, and I'll show you how in a moment, okay? So at the end of this, it figures everything out, and you get the answer, okay? And it'll tell you, does the area of interest appear to be in compliance? It'll tell you yes or no. Now, there are ways to know what to do to make sure you're in compliance with this, okay? There are ways to do this. Let me show you how, all right? If you have, let's say, for example, and I'm going to use a Yagi. Okay, I'm going to use a directional. If you've got a vertical, okay, you've got an omnidirectional anyway, and there's very little gain typically in verticals, but let's say you got 3 dB. Just throw dB up there. 3 dB, fine. If you got dipole, right, 2.16, so you're good. You got your radiators. Perfect. Okay. So that's how you put in the gain. But here's how it works. You go to this website, and again, I'll have the link in the description so you can figure out yourself. Do this, print it out, and then have it in your shack. That way you prove you've done it, okay? It's simple to do this. Don't be freaked out that this has to be done by May 3rd. It doesn't. It needs to be done before May 3rd of 2023, but this starts on May 3rd, 2021. All right. So this is at 800 watts with 8 dB. Okay, so I knocked down my wattage. I've got more gain now, though, see? I'm still complying. But what happens if I go, okay, let me crank that power up. Let's go up to the full 1200 watts with the gain. Look now. See what happens? If I use full power, 1200 watts with 9 dB of gain on the step-IR urban beam, with everything else being the same, neighbors are still 40 feet apart, same frequency, I'm figuring everything's the same. Now look at the bottom. Does the area of interest appear to be in compliance with an uncontrolled environment? The answer is no. It does not. Now, it does in a controlled environment. Let me explain to you the difference between controlled and uncontrolled. Controlled is if you work for a broadcast station, if you're in broadcasting, if you work for a company that does broadcast stuff. That's really the answer. Uncontrolled is ham radio or your neighbors, okay? If you're controlled, it's the people that are in your house, that are in your shack, or that are in your living space where you transmit from. That's controlled. Outside, your neighbors all around you, that's uncontrolled. That's how it works. Controlled is your station. And keep in mind, if you have an antenna like on the roof, okay, if you put your antenna above your roof, you're going to get 10 to 20 dB of attenuation because of the shingles or the tile that's on your roof, the wood, the insulation, all of that. It's going to attenuate all of that, and you'll be safer, so you don't have to worry about that. This is about your neighbors. So you want to make sure your neighbors are safe. That's uncontrolled. Remember, that part's uncontrolled. Your neighbors are uncontrolled. All right. So when you start out with this, and again, this is pretty easy to do, not hard to figure out, okay? When you go to this website, the very first thing you see is the entry screen. It's pretty simple to use. I went to it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. But here's how it looks like. Okay. You calculate the radio frequency exposure by entering the ERP at the antenna in watts. This is simply what your transmission is. It's what you're using, okay? If it's an amplifier, terrific. If it's 100 watts, put it in. All right, then put in your antenna gain. It tells you 2.2 for dipoles. I said 2.16. Sorry, I was off by 0.4.
Go!
Sorry. So figure 2.2. So 2.2 if you got a dipole, okay. If you've got an omnidirectional, typically no gain there. But, if you stack them, you got some gain. But, some can get you pretty good, they're omnidirectional. Okay. But 1200 watts at the antenna, that's what I can do. 9 dB. The step IR is able to go 9 dB of gain. Now that's adjustable. I can bring that down if I need to. The distance to the area of interest, you put that in meters to the people that are nearest you. Okay? The nearest person to you. That means the nearest neighbor. Do it in meters. And it's easy to figure out. For US folks, put in the amount of feet it is. Then just go to your phone and say, how many feet are in 16 meters? Okay, that's what I got to do. Yeah. You have to be that brilliant. You have to be the brilliant.
1.21 gigawatts.
No, you have to be that brilliant. Just simply ask your Google or ask your phone or ask Alexa, hey, how many feet are in 30 feet? How many meters in 30 feet? Or 40 feet, 50 feet, whatever it is, that'll give you the meters, right? So you know how far away you need to be. That's to your neighbor's house. And then just let them know what frequency you want to work. I would do this for every frequency band you intend to work. Put it in the middle of each frequency band. If you want to do CW, put it in the middle of the CW band. You can do voice, put it in the middle of the voice band. You can do data, put it down in data. Put your wattage down, your gain of your antenna, the distance to the area of interest, and what that means, again, is how close your neighbors are, and you're good. You're good. That's all you got to figure out. And that's how you get this done. It's nothing to be worried about. It's nothing. Just go to this website. You can figure everything out. And if there is something you need to change, the ways to change it are you change the gain of the antenna, you change the height of the antenna, or you change the amount of power that's coming out of your transmitter, and you have it fixed. Simple. Yeah. If you're in uncontrolled limits, meaning you're giving your neighbors too much MPE, maximum permissible limit of RF, right? You just back off on your transmitter a little bit. Okay, so your amplifier no longer is 1,000 watts. You might be running 800, so you're losing 1/10 of 1/4 of an S unit, and you're fine, right? No big deal. So you're good. It just matters on that you know. So keep a printed list of all the frequencies you're using at the middle, right? Then staple it, keep it in your station file, and you're good to go. Don't worry about it.
We have a big show for you tonight.
See, I told you it was good. All right. Let's take a look at your comments real quick, and hopefully we would get you guys going. Let's see. Sean, look at this. Yeah, the RSGB has an EMF calculator on the website as well. It helps. Yeah, I just use this one because it's just launched and it's easy to use. Love that. Love that very much. JJ, Big news. Are you ready? We'll use Gunter's opening music because this is big news. Hi all. Passed the exam last night. Mike Allside, Victor Alpha 3, Whiskey, Juliet. He's the ham. He's the man. He did it. Congratulations, JJ. Well done. That's awesome, dude. Oh, man, I'm so happy for you. Congratulations, JJ. That's great stuff in Canada. I love that. Love hearing that stuff. JJ, well done, mate. Congratulations, you did it. I bet you're thrilled, man. I bet you're thrilled. That's so cool. Congrats to you. Yeah, that's great stuff. Man, oh, man. In the UK, only for 10 megahertz and higher band. So theirs is in November. And they're talking about 10 megs and higher for their MPE, issue. So ours is May 3rd. Just start, your sweep May 3rd. Print it out. If you change antennas, though, right? You've got a new antenna. You got to redo it. That's the point. Or you change transmitters. If you're changing, like say for example, let's say you got a 100-watt transmitter. You're just using a barefoot transmitter. Okay. You're probably not going to have any problem anyway. But the point is you have the log. You have it in your log. Good. Perfect. Put it where your station files are. Okay. One of these or somewhere in your home should be located for station stuff. Okay. Whether it be for your equipment purchase, for receipts, your log, your MPE exposure tests, all of that stuff. Leave it together. That way, if the FCC comes, hey, you've got all organized. Open the drawer. Here it is. And there you go. Pretty simple. Okay. So May 3rd, 2021 through May 3rd, 2023. That's the deadline, 2023. Make sure you do that and you should be fine. But don't worry about it. It'll be easy. Easy. And if you've got something that's too high in, let's say, for example, you're running too high in an uncontrolled environment, either pull back the gain of the antenna, change the location, lift it up higher, or just use less power. It's pretty simple. You have it done. You're done then, okay? All right, let's see. Looking through everything before we move on. Okay. Whiskey 6 Juliet into Mike in the house all the way from Walnut Creek, California. Good to see you, Jim. Okay. I got something fun. This is going to be fun. This has been a fun show. Had fun with y'all today before I have to go get skewered in the mouth. This is a great little bit. It's done a few years ago, and you may not have ever seen it, so I'm counting on the fact you haven't seen it. This is funny. This is the HF guy who has it all, okay? We all know one, right? We all know a guy that's got like the biggest, the best, and everything else, and he's just cool, right? And he just tells you, he knows that you need to know all he's got because he's that cool. This is funny as heck. Enjoy it. It's called the HF Menace, or Ham Radio Menace, actually. Ham Radio Menace. It's 3 minutes of pure joy. Enjoy this.
Well, it seemed like Jack was a nice enough guy, sporting a t-shirt I love to bowl. He offered to help Herman move in. His wife Patsy bought a tuna casserole. But there was something about Jack's character that got under Herman's skin. Jack had to have more than anyone, and he always had to win. Herman didn't mind when it came to lawn tractors, fast cars, or even bass boats. But when Jack bought that $10,000 radio, it really got Herman's goat. Herman cringed when he saw that tower go up. He knew what was ahead. Jack had dropped out of every single bowling league, and ham radio became his obsession instead. He was a ham radio menace, a real ham nightmare. He could drive any ham crazy.
CQ, come on. Come on back now. I can hear you out here earlier. I know you're on this frequency.
He never
Come
once
on.
considered others. That Ham just did not care. He was a ham radio menace. A real ham nightmare.
You don't like it? Report me to the FCC. I use as much power as I want on digital modes.
Well, Jack's power
Last
was
night?
way over.
Yeah, last night I was using about 100 watts on PSK 31.
Have a chance. Jack needed a lesson taught to him and a good kick in the pants. Then around 9 o'clock one evening, it all came to a head. Jack kept keying over Herman. Friends were afraid one would end up dead. Then the very next day on the front page, it read local man arrested for assault. Jack's picture was the talk of the town. Folks said it was his own damn fault. Jack was in his polka dot boxers, and thank goodness they were clean. Jack was dangling from his very own tower with the biggest wedgie you've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't care how long
He
you've
was
been
a
on.
ham radio
Yeah, no, I want to,
menace.
no, I want the
Real
frequency.
ham nightmare.
No,
He
no,
couldn't
you don't have any right to that
drive
frequency.
ham crazy.
Okay, well,
And he was always on the air. He never once considered others. That ham just never cared. He was a ham radio menace.
give that a try.
A real ham
Yeah, buddy, let's move it.
nightmare. What a ham radio menace. A real ham nightmare.
Came into my home, busted right in while I'm on the radio, and drags me out by bodily force, hangs me from my tower by my underwear. I thought he was my buddy. My wife even made him a tuna casserole. CQ, 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 CQ. 6 hours. I got nothing.
How about that? That's awesome. We're going to have the link to that video in the description center of this video. And I want to tell you that it is absolutely hilarious. If you didn't get a chance to see that, replay it. It's good to see the actual video on YouTube be below as well. Did a great job. Production quality was excellent. The lesson learned for new hams on that. First of all, digital mode, you don't use much power. Second, you don't talk over somebody. That's really rude. You don't ever talk over or modulate over someone else's signal. We just don't do that in ham radio. And you know what? Sometimes you got to kind of pull back just a little bit, just kind of be a little humble. You know? Yeah. Colin Jones here. Good to see you. He's Victor Alpha 3 Bravo Lima Whiskey. Congratulations to JJ from a fellow Ontario ham. That's what we're talking about. That's great stuff. Folks, I'd like to thank you for watching today. I sincerely mean that. I mean that with all my heart. You know, we got people from 4 continents watching the show today. North America from both Canada and U.S. We've got folks in Europe. We've got the Middle East, which is Asia. We also have Australia today live. We want to thank you for coming to Ham Radio Live. Tomorrow, I've got a special show, the second part of that RSGB presentation, which is so good about the sun and how it helps us in ham radio. I didn't put it in the show on Sunday because I thought, you know what, that second part of that video fits real good for Wednesday. Please join us tomorrow. We'll be coming on live at 1900 UTC. We'll work on it. I'll try. I promise I'll try. I've got my brother's cancer treatment tomorrow morning, but we'll get there. Please join us tomorrow on Ham Radio Live, show number 193. My goodness gracious, we're getting up there in numbers already, aren't we? Whew. If you'd like to be an amateur radio, we truly want you here. We do. It's a lot of fun. We have a great time. You got people from all over the place. I'm going to start calling this a big show because people from all over the world watch it. And I can't believe that because I get to be a part of this with you. You're all part of the show as much as I am. Thank you for doing that. We want you in ham radio. Please feel free and contact the American Radio Relay League, their website right there, www.arrl.org. They'll help you get on the path to amateur radio. get you hooked up with a radio club near you that can help you get on the air. Should be an awful lot of fun for you to do that. We'd love you for it. In Canada, folks like JJ did it this way. Yes, they did. Contact the Radio Amateurs of Canada. That's RAC. Find them on the internet, wherever you are in the world. Ask them about a radio club near you. They'll help you. www.rac.ca. Finally, in the Great British Commonwealth, wherever you may be in the UK, contact the Radio Society of Great Britain. Wonderful mates there. They're really good guys. Find them at www.rsgb.org. One of the best ham radio groups in the entire world is right there. Yeah, good people. Good people. All right. Enjoy the sign-off today. It's going to be a good one. This is a fun one. It is actually from Italy, but it was DX'd from Switzerland. No joke. Now, some people may not understand this, but on certain types of days and at certain times, you can get VHF skip. Yeah, that's when we usually have coronal mass ejections, things like that, and they usually go north, right? So it makes sense. Switzerland would catch DX on VHF. It's a VHF copy of a station in Italy. No joke, on television. Seen it before. I've seen it for like 600 miles, which is phenomenal, but it does happen. This is one of those times. An Italy sign-off. Hope you enjoy it. Until tomorrow, God bless you. Thanks so much for coming today. I've had a ball with y'all, and I hope to see you tomorrow, sore mouth or not. My name's Larry. Kilo 7 Hotel November is my call sign. Thanks for watching Ham Radio Live. Till tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody. 73.
Cronaca diretta della finale del torneo Open di Ginevra fra Wilander e Sundström. Il prossimo appuntamento sportivo sul nostro canale è invece previsto per le 21:35 per i consueti inserti della domenica sportiva. Buonanotte.
Buonasera. Cogliendo tutti di sorpresa, il consueto messaggio settimanale del presidente Reagan ai suoi concittadini è stato trasmesso dalla Voce dell'America. L'emittente è ampiamente ascoltata in Asia, in Africa ed oltre cortina. Buonanotte.